Dawn or Mars because it's gonna be whoever wins that lane.
Yeah. I think so too, but also they could be fighting so much that maybe they don't get that much CS.
Yeah, that's a tough. I mean, maybe it's just Ember. I don't know.
I'm gonna go Ember because I don't think it's Void Spirit, just because I think Void Spirit, like 7 minutes, you're usually making a rotation around that 6-minute rune, so you're not.
I'll go Dawn for the memes. I'll go Dawn for the memes.
All right, player with the first player to get 50 last hits.
No, I'm gonna say Faceless Void again. I believe him.
Okay, I'll go Faceless Void on that one.
Oh, you're just gonna... Oh, I'm not gonna go Faceless Void. I'm gonna go... yeah, I'm gonna go Faceless Void. I still believe in it, even after your choice.
How could you say he has the most last hits by 7 minutes, but not believe he'd get 50? That makes no sense. The other way around.
Because I didn't put him. I didn't put him for the other one.
Oh.
I'm switching it up.
Okay.
You've skewed my choice with your unluckiness. What can I say?
My unluckiness. All right. Well, it looks like we could have a big first blood clash on our hands, as both teams are opting for the runes close to the Roshan pit. And things are going to get a little messy. I feel like the Radiant,
Yeah.
I mean, Jakiro's a pretty good level 1 hero. He's going to be the target.
Soul Assumption Hammer, though.
That's true. And all 5 heroes from Eternity showed up at the same time. Oh, okay, there we go. Fixers actually gets the last hit, which is perfect. Exactly what you wanted. Your mid got the last hit. He gets 2 CS, and actually just some bounty runes, maybe? I don't know. Gets 2 CS, he'll have a bottle, and he'll be good to go.
That was a bold rune contest, man. Like, I feel like when you see everybody there, you chill. You're not winning versus Soul Assumption Hammer. Like, someone's dying first guaranteed, and I think all you care about is first blood in these rune fights. So,
yeah.
I don't know. That was a very bold one to take. But obviously, Fixer's pretty happy with that one. He'll win the trade with the brother matchup.
We got our man in the bottom lane, the Soaring Dragon, Rising Phoenix of the Flames on the Jakiro.
Sun.
Oh,
the
Sun. I almost got the full name. Anyway, his name's Chen, and Isla is getting the harassed the hell out of this lane. Oh, and the Tiny went for the pull, but he actually failed to block the easy camp. So now he's really made a mess of things.
This is extremely messy now. You get the farm small and the wave of your void, and Visage is getting zoned off because, of course, Jakiro's a bit more powerful than Tiny at this point in the lane. Very awkward for them. This is actually just worse than if you let the waves play out.
Yeah.
Depends if they can get the rest of the small camp pull here, but it's definitely pretty bad for Visage. Yeah, he's really sad. Because now he has to split. Like, now he can't even get the rest of the other wave. He's split in the jungle. Alright. A little weird, but, you know, we'll write it off for now. Good for my prediction, though. A lot of last hits for Void.
That's true. That's true. Ray taking a lot of damage in the top lane. Warden did actually have Shadow Realm, but there was Fairy Fire and 2 stick charges on the bench, so opted not to use that mana. Wouldn't have gotten the kill anyway. It looks like this Willow Mars is already off to a really good start in this lane.
Yeah, they're dominating it. I mean, Venge just has to suicide here.
Yeah.
Try and come back full to contest this lane. Yeah, they got messed up in the brambles. I mean, this is a strong lane if you play it right. You bramble and you spear them through the brambles. You just take all the damage, like, instantly. It's absolutely nasty. Of course, you have the teamfight synergy later. And I think this Willow hero's way stronger this patch than she used to be.
Oh, yeah. I've been spamming it a little bit. It feels great.
Yeah. This hero's just nice now. So, would not be surprised to see this hero a lot more. I mean, OG were basically spamming it towards the end of Malaysia, which they won.
Yeah.
So I think they figured out pretty fast that hero felt great.
Yeah, I've seen a fair number of 5 position players. Well, this is typically a 4. I've seen a fair number of 5s picking it up. So
yeah, I mean, it's versatile now. Her laning's fine. The shard's good later. She doesn't need many items. The brambles plus the shard plus the talents are just always annoying. Super long range ult that's disrupting, hard to jump her because she has Shadow Realm. Got a lot going for her. The biggest problem with this hero was like the BKB timings, which got nerfed a little bit, which helps. So I like this hero. It's cool to see it come back in the meta.
Meanwhile, middle lane is being pressured hardcore. Annihilate actually popping the glyph and using Flame Guard to like keep the pressure on Fixers even underneath the tower, contesting him for every single CS under tower. Nice grab though with the Aether Remnant. Does a little damage back, but still not enough to offset the damage that has already been done.
Yeah, that's why First Blood Gold helps though. Still gonna keep him top here and healthy in the lane. Might get both runes stolen though.
Yeah, they're gonna keep him down. And if they hit him with the Bramble here, it'd be even better, but he doesn't go for it.
It's a good rotation for these runes. It's like these little small things, if you have the time to do it, they definitely pay off. And Mars isn't even really losing anything for it. I mean, his wave gets pulled, but I think you're happy to make this trade with how much it changes this mid matchup. Yeah. That's the biggest thing going on right now is this Visage. He just got destroyed. He actually just straight up destroyed on this lane in terms of net worth and CS. So this can happen to the hero. He can function from this point, but it's like I said, the biggest thing is if Faceless Void has a really good start, he's just going to become way too annoying for them because Dilation destroys their team in the 5-on-5s and the Chrono enables his support. So him having a good game is just amazing for KBU.
Looks like they're going to track down Moonlight. He tossed the Jakiro into the hard camp wave, but it doesn't stop that time dilation, ruining him. The double slows allow them to be able to run down this Tiny anytime he's out of position.
Realm is having the time of his life, man. He hasn't even had the Biney regen. Just abusing the flag bearers. Goes full treads, full slippers. He's got a salve in his backpack, might not even use it. Having the dream.
At this point, it's all three cores of KBU all contesting for the most last hits at 7 and the 50-minute last hits as well. 50 last hits, rather. Moonlight. Oh, toss back into the Aether Remnant. Great combo there. He still has the Slight, though, to be able to disengage a little bit. Dodge some of the tower damage, so he won't die. Which still puts Fixers in the hole a bit as Ionila's going to hit level 6 first.
See if you can get the power, and that might salvage the situation a little bit. Well, Invis bottom. So no more runes for this Void Spear, man. He's very sad. Yeah, maybe Tiny can make something happen, but...
Well, he just found double bounties. Maybe he can kill Realm. Actually, Realm just got a healing salve, so never mind.
Yeah, this is a hard kill. You got to make him jump first and toss him back in or something. It's tough. There's not a lot of pressure points for Eternity right now. I mean, again, it's the Dawn ult, but the Dawn is so far away.
And there was a sentry in place, too, making things even worse.
Yeah, they have double sentry down here.
You see Moonlight everywhere he's going.
Yeah, every time you say Moonlight, man, I think there's a Mirana in this game.
Yeah.
It's muscle memory. I hear it. I think, oh, they're ulted. I'm looking for the invis. I don't see it. Man, they got crushed top, too. Sunlight just destroyed this Dawnbreaker.
Do you see that? Did you see the CS battle?
Yeah. It's a rough
Ember
one.
beat it out by like half a second. He got the CS over the Mars. Nice toss back. There is going to be Chen underneath the tower. Looks like he's going to be dying here, but they should be able to get the counter kill onto the Visage. Really nice. Bash and Chronosphere TP out. He saw the Void TPing in, and there's no way you're going to get away from the Void with double Astral Steps. So good call by him to Chronosphere and save his own life.
Yeah, and meanwhile they killed the Venge top again. So Smar's Willow Lane posting up 2 kills, shutting down the Venge's level. He's only level 3. Dawn's level's suffering pretty much just as hard. Not even 6 yet. And that was like the one rotation mechanism for him. Imagine Dawn has ult for this play bottom. You can turn that in a dream scenario.
Yeah.
This is a rough start for Eternity. Not the type of lineup you want to have this rough of a start with.
Hey, the Void Spirit got a power rune, though.
He did.
Got a haste rune pickup, so...
Alright, I think you gotta make something happen.
Yeah, he's gonna get the kill on Jakiro at least. Though this kill's gonna take a little bit.
Yeah, this kill does not even feel that great.
Like, look how tanky he is, because he had stick charges, he had infused range drops, and he's just a Jakiro. So This hero has 2.5 strength gain. Meanwhile, they do lose their carry in the top lane. The Dawnbreaker goes down to a rotation from the Mars.
That's what I'm saying, man. That kill does not feel good because you're just losing map pressure somewhere else. Annihilate takes advantage of it and brings down the bigger target. Dawn's at the base.
Kill on the
Does have ult
Visage.
up. I mean, if Dawn responds, no.
It's going to be too late. By the time he gets up, the Visage is already dead. But maybe they can still get some kills on Realm, perhaps. The toss up in the air with the stun. The Dawnbreaker ult coming in. That does get one. So,
decent.
A little bit, a glimmer of hope here for Eternity in this early game.
Oh, they have
Well,
the
I'm
burst
saying
on
that.
board.
They're actually up on net worth.
Yeah, they're not doing too bad the last few minutes. Might get more? Oh, no damage.
My path leads to riches.
I mean, I just think it's... Their lineup wanted to have a very good start. And I think that was, like, very possible. So, they're not doing too bad, but I think they would have wanted to be a little more ahead.
Yeah.
The kill on Void is really big, though. You're shutting down the hero that was getting away with the most.
I mean, they might kill him again. He's got Time Walk coming up in a second, but the
He's
Magic
gone.
Missile's going to hit first. He's dead. Eternity just feeding off of these KBU heroes now. Annihilate's going to show up and force them back. Nice double chains, but it doesn't undo, like Realm, he was contesting for like top net worth in the game, and now he's at quite the precipitous little fall here. 3,500 net worth now, tied up with the Dawnbreaker.
Yeah, my CS prediction in shambles.
Yeah, it really
Even
is.
more KBU heroes also in shambles. They're just chain feeding down here, man.
Yeah, what is going on? Eternity just showed up in force, and KBU just fed hero after hero after hero into them.
Yeah, we'll take that one, and that one, and that one, thank you. Meanwhile, Visage gets to chill mid and farm all his levels and net worth back. He's ahead of Void. Absolute disaster of the last 3 minutes here for KBU. They're going to lose bottom tower for free now. Alright, now they're going to try and get the turnaround mid. Should be guaranteed here.
Oh yeah, they've got plenty. That is the one thing. They do have tons and tons of damage over time spells. So Visage isn't going to be super happy about that.
No, he's an aura bot this game. Can't really frontline too easily.
Yeah.
Which does beg the question as we go later. Is it going to fall to this Void to just go in and be tanky enough to make the team fight happen? I mean, he's in a decent position to do it. He is the most farmed hero in the game. He had a very good start, 5-0 on top of that first blood. Might fall down to him this game to make the magic happen, because I don't think Visage can just waddle in the fight.
Nice kill on the Visage Birds. He missed the last hit on the tower, though.
He's stuck up here.
Yeah.
I don't know if he wanted to be stuck up here, but he is stuck up here. Not even
I
resummoning.
guess
Oh, there
He
resummons.
thought they were going to be able to contest that tower better, but I mean, what was the point of trying to contest that tower? You already got the enemy safe lane tower, so it's not like you really needed to make that move.
I mean, if your lineup wants to get the fight out of it, I think that's what's valuable. I think there is a world where they can fight that tower with Donald, abusing an overextension. It just depends if they had the TPs, but they didn't, so it's gonna bite him.
Swap back, the damage reduction isn't going to save this Venge too much damage, but they will get some counter kills thanks to the Dawnbreaker. There is still this arena holding them in place. Annihilate will continue to try and poke at them, but Dawnbreaker and Void Spirit's a little bit too tanky for them to handle. So, trading out supports, nothing major.
Does get the arena out of the way. Maybe that opens up some smoke play to mid here. They are closing in on this Void Spirit Yules as well. And if you go this build in this hero, this is a build, you have to get something done with it. I don't think you can go Yules on Void and then just be happy trading farm. Like, this item is not as good as it used to be, number one. It's a lot more expensive. It's just worse on the stat board, and it doesn't... It's not going to scale as hard as like a Saint Kai, right? So,
Sure.
in theory, if you go this Yules, which he has it very fast. Like, this is a very good timing. You want to use it to get kills or set up kills for your team. The big question is he setting up for much? Not really. That's a downside. Typically, you see this build with, like, I don't know, Void Spirit pot him or something. You use the guy, you pull him, and then there's an arrow. And you're super happy because you're enabling your support. So, I think it's actually kind of a hard game to use it. The upside is you can purge Ember Shield, stuff like this. You can purge Dark Willow spells. You can purge Time Dilation. The utility is very nice in the game. The aggressive potential might not be as great. And here's the smoke with the Yules. So they are going to try and use it here. Got to be careful how many heroes from KBU are here and the tankiness.
Running into the Jakiro. Sunlight is sitting on the side here. Might be able to get a good arena situation. Gets both the supports inside. Really nice setup with the spear through. Easily gets those 2 kills. Fixers. He's going to jump away. Doesn't have another astral step with the time dilation slowing him down. Think he might be dead. Good timing on the Yules. That was nice, but I don't think it changes anything. Dissimulate was coming up, but no astral steps. And time dilation is just a killer, man.
That's what I felt bad about, man. I feel like this aggressive move is like, looks good on paper, but then you do it and you don't really have the damage. You have to use your whole kit on 3 heroes to kill a Jakiro. The turnaround's going to be there, and if it is, it's going to destroy you. Kind of the downside of this itemization in this game. I mean, now they're in an awkward spot. I think they need Donald to make these plays. That's the biggest thing about their lineup. Like, Visage can farm it up until he has Wraith Pact or something, but if they want to make these aggressive moves, it has to be with the backing of Donald, because otherwise they can't take the sustained gank or skirmish.
Yeah.
And every one of these that fails, it's not like you're on a clock, but again, I mean, this KBU lineup is just super happy to keep scaling this game. They have a ridiculous tricore.
They gotta go again. You could feel like Fixer's just like, he's just kind of diving around. He just used Astral Step to try and close the distance on the Mars. They do get him anyway underneath his tower. Will be able to burst him down. They've got the Wraith Pack, so they really want to keep these fights going if possible. But the bench is going to get picked off here. No, Dawnbreaker ultimate actually comes through, saves him a little bit. Realm goes for the last hit and does manage to get it. Meanwhile, CDR barely off of the range there of the Starbreaker hits, and now in danger as they do have the Terrorize coming out. They're going to try and save Chen. Chen goes down to Moonlight. They scare back Isla as he's going to try and battle it out with Realm. Nice shot. Long range. Warden barely gets the vision to be able to get that Shadow Realm hit in. Stunned underneath the tower. Annihilate is here. Realm in too deep, though. Overextends himself and gets bursted underneath the tower. Now with a toss back onto Annihilate. Low on mana. Enough to be able to jump way back in. Sunlight. Arena onto 3. A spear that pins out Moonlight, but he can't quite finish off any of these heroes. Maybe Warden can. He gets get the tiny, but the stun comes out from CDR, but the Starbreaker finishes off the Mars. Now the swap back onto Warden underneath this tower again and again and again. KBU fall through the trap of getting too close to that tower and suffer a nasty turnaround.
Damn, the ball coming alive here in the early game. No cooldowns for this Eternity lineup either. They are happy to keep going and claim potentially Ember here, yeah.
Well, and we could see a very clear weakness in KBU, man. It is them just failing to get on the same page or what have you. They just seem to get picked off time and time again.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I still have Chrono here. It's like, do you want to fight? Do you not want to fight? I don't know. You know, you have Chrono Macro, but they're hesitating. That Arena looks great, but of course there's no Terrorize to complement the damage. Just not on the same page throughout that fight, and Eternity get away with the crime, so to say. Now they're in a decent spot. That's the exact type of fighting they want too, where they don't just get caught in big ults, gets drawn out. Sure, Void Spirit dies in the first half of that. He's able to come back in though, and I mean, yeah, Ember kill on top, tier 1 tower mid. Donald's up again in 10. CER was the real beneficiary of all of that. He got probably the most out of that fight. Now he has a full Deso going into Shard. Highest net worth in the game. Level 12. Yeah. He's a monster. Hold back up. Again, low cooldowns for this Eternity lineup. Keep running at him. It's the dream.
They're taking a beat here. Seeing if they can get the pickoff onto the Dark Willow. The Shadow Realm does go off. Oh, they thought they were going to get the toss back. That's awkward. Looks like the Shadow Realm may have gone off just in time. The fade time is a little weird. They still have the spear back. And yeah, they do still have the Donald. I feel like, yeah. Maybe just because they don't have the Visage, they don't have that big Wraith Pack, that big team fight mechanism.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand it's like your Visage is in there, but you also have this lineup that has a lot of chain stuns at this point in the game where there's no BKBs, right? Like if Void goes in there and you Donald, then he gets Venge stunned. He's just going to get blown up. There's no saves or anything, so I think some of these turnarounds, KBU does have to be careful. Either team can overextend very easily in this game.
Dire's top tower
But like you said, I mean, I understand not wanting to fight without Visage. He's very powerful right now. This is probably going to be his best like next 5 minutes for a long time in terms of trying to abuse this Wraith Pack drum, get all his heroes on the same page and transition it into a Roshan here. Haste rune on Void Spirit as well. Again, time to make something happen. Like, these ults are going to be up and KBU's happy to sit on them, so you kind of got to poke and force them out. Get the momentum going. Use your displacement spells if you can. We have Blink Toss back, we have Swap.
is under attack.
See where the openings are. I Annihilate is defending by that bottom tier 2. I presume he has a remnant up somewhere, so he's a hard kill to get. Eternity is kind of setting up for it. I mean, I do like the fact that Eternity is kind of keeping 2 lanes pushed in right now and just kind of waiting for an opportunity to present itself. But KBU is, as you said, just content to just kind of sit on these ultimates and keep farming.
Middle tower
No need to stretch out too far.
I mean, they're working towards Ember BKB. They're 100 off. It's a huge item for him. Allows him to just go in and be super tanky. Pretty much no BKB pierce this game.
Dire's top tower
Oh, they do catch Mars top. Fuel's going to work.
Dawnbreaker ult, allowing them to follow up. They Chronosphere, that is awkward. He's going to need a lot of bashes to be able to kill CDR, but it looks like they've got the damage
Okay.
anyway. Wow,
Just shredded
that was
him.
it really was. That was a lot of Maelstrom procs and a fair number of bashes. Meanwhile, the fight is actually happening in the mid lane at the same time. Looks like they got a swap back. They killed the Ember Spirit. They catch the Jakiro too. So that top fight may not have gone their way, but the middle fight certainly does.
Yeah, they're still looking with this toss. Gotta be careful about this displacement here. You get chucked into the birds, you're not gonna have a good time.
are fortified.
Warden?
There it is. Oh no, he had a moment there where he definitely could have gotten off the toss. Now, Moonlight, he's gonna be in some trouble. Oh, Realm actually jumping into that one. That's a shard pickup on the
Yeah,
Venge
there's a
too.
resummon
Bounce
too.
over. They're gonna be able to get the resummon. Stuns out. Not quite enough. Isla didn't have the Soul Assumption back up again.
That was just close, man.
Yeah, it really was. Realm's gotta be a little bit more careful. That's twice now that he's jumped into almost certain death.
He's living life on the edge.
Kinda is. Barely catching Ray with that arena. I think he was actually stuck there on the creeps. Either way, he wasn't gonna live for long.
Alright, so some kills straight back here for KBU. Trying to get to this triple BKB timing. That's their big goal this game. Allows their cores to commit. They have the Ember one. Mars is about 1,000 off. Void is 1,000 off, so still some work to be done. Which means the window is still open for Eternity to try and abuse this. Put the Desolator to use. I still believe their biggest priority should be getting something that transitions into Roche here. They have the minus armor to kill it very fast. They have the ults are down. I mean, you could even just do it now with Chrono Arena gone. Like, it's something to think about. It really does die very fast. They have Venge minus armor, Vlad's aura, Drum, Deso. Like, it'll get shredded. There's no way KBU can test without Chrono and Arena, for example, so I can't help but feel like they're missing a little bit of the objective window here.
I mean, they got baited into thinking that they could catch the Faceless Void, but for some reason, there is this high ground ward that really should not be up. It spotted the 2-man smoke. They also had a scan to ensure they knew exactly where they were going, so they got baited into chasing around the Faceless Void and not catching them. Now they've wasted a lot of time, and Roshan just seems to be off the menu for them entirely.
Well, I guess they heard you. They got the ward. But yeah, now the ults are back up. And some of the
Boss back on the
BKBs.
Dark Willow. Oh no, he jumps
What
into
a
the
nice
ice
path.
path. Oh, with the macro fire on top, the Faceless Void
Got
down
them
the
all.
Chronosphere. The Dawnbreaker ultimate's gonna come in and help bail them out. With help with the swamp as well. And the Visage doesn't go down
Another
so
ice
easily. The Venge
path.
certainly does. Another nice ice path, but CDR, big swings, big heals, a toss up in the air, catches the Faceless Void. Now he's dead. What a save out from the Dawnbreaker and the Venge, but the fight still goes as Moonlight, next support, is gonna go down, but these cores are hard to be able to bring down. As you can see, CDR back up to full health and still swinging. That hammer goes to town, now onto Sunlight, as he has one spear to be able to help him. Doesn't go for the spear. God's Rebuke certainly doesn't get the distance. CDR picks up the double in that fight. What a save from the support, though. That Venge save was so crucial.
Yeah, that swap was absolutely nasty. I mean, how does KBU not win this fight though? Like, if you're not winning that fight, I don't know, man. Are you winning any fight? You have like 3-man chrono into the okay, you swap someone out, but you're still 3-man clumped. You had a 2-man ice path into a 3-man ice path with macro burning. I don't know. That's Jakiro sometimes, man. This hero looks like he's doing a lot, and then you just lose the fight. It's gonna be a dieback for him. Pretty sad. And of course, the Visage and the Dawnbreaker getting a huge amount of gold out of that. And the biggest thing is the ults are down, so now you just get to force Roshan.
All right, so the Face's Void, I think accidentally hit the Wraith Pact once, but then it lived for the entirety of the team fight.
Yes.
That's a pretty big deal. You cannot, that was a bunch of spell damage that was just getting, 35% of it just negated or whatever.
Wraith Pact absolutely destroyed them in that fight. I mean, their lineup is basically just pure, you throw the spells and let them deal damage, not like we're going to hit you over time.
Yeah. Almost getting round. Good terrorize, though. Not going to be able to catch the Void Spirit, but a decent save nonetheless.
I mean, now you're in a weird spot because you hit this triple BKB timing, but you lost the fight for Roche. So now you can't really fight with your triple BKB because there's an Aegis, as well as Donald and BKB coming out for him shortly. Awkward part of the map. You might just have to wait it out. I don't know. I don't think you can fight into this Aegis right now. It's too much HP to go through. With the Wraith Pact, it's going to be annoying. The Visage is tanking up. Your support spells were nice for the early game, but now they're not doing the same that they were. You got to have your cores pick up the damage slack. Probably means farming for another round of items here. They need this Maelstrom on Ember. Need some more damage items on the other two.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
See, I Annihilate is going to go for an Aghanim Scepter next after the Maelstrom that's flying out to him completes. Any other items that can change the game for KBU?
Radiant's top tower is
I
under
don't think there is.
Radiant's top
I mean,
it's gonna
Mars
be a while.
Ags, that's a long way off.
Yeah, that is.
And they're just going to have to put the spells to work, I think. They do have double Maelstrom now, which is a big deal versus lineup. Just getting the AoE off all the slight hits. That said, I mean, Isla has a goddamn Assault Cuirass, so
Dire are scanning.
good luck, You're having
Yeah.
damage problems before. The one saving grace is maybe they have a lot of magic damage here. In terms of the double Maelstrom on their cores, and then Mars, Willow, Jakiro. Not a lot of them care about AC too much. You have that going for you. The downside is the aggressive potential with the armor reduction is severe. Like, there is not a lot of natural armor for the Radiant heroes here.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
that was kind of my
you're gonna
point.
get shredded.
KBU, they're getting no items to change the game. Meanwhile, everybody on Eternity has big
Good
items
chrono.
coming in. It's all about the
Nice
execution.
swap.
Nice swap coming out. The Void Spirit's going to be saved. Now the Dawnbreaker ultimate's coming in. It will land, hitting the Dark Willow. They'll get the follow-up chain stun off of Ray, but he's going to die. The two supports are dead. Once again, first thing for Eternity. And it looks like this time around, Isla is going to have a hard time living through this. He does have the shard, though. Turn into stone form. He's going to come back up. He has another round of his familiars as well. They got to be careful. Oh, the realm! He actually gets bursted down despite the Aether Remnant not landing on him. It hit I Annihilate, and they got two out of that instead of the one.
Betrayed his brother in the end. What can you do? I mean, this Visage is just too tanky. Just lives for way too long. Outlives the supports being able to sustain the fight. And of course, Dawnbreaker just never got touched. What really won that fight, though, was that swap, man. Absolutely beautiful. Just removes Void Spirit from all of the gunk, resets the fight. Now you're hitting a useless Venge. Very nicely done. Putting the hero to good use. All right, spear back
Oh,
here.
that's awkward. That's going to be an Aegis down. Now, on his second life, he just picked up a BKB. So they're still plenty strong. And he's going to be able to link up before the Ice Path lands. Sunlight doesn't want to let them go. MMR Tour is trying to chase after them, keep it turning the inside of the base while heroes respond. But Eternity, you just walk away. No need to give into this fight. I mean, they got a very early tier 3. No reason to push this further.
They got the tier 3, they got the Dark Willow buyback, and probably around 10k out of that over the last 5 minutes. Time to spend the money.
Yeah, I mean, they just picked up their next round of items. The BKB, the AC, and now the Aghanim Scepter is coming in for Fixers. And at least for the Dawnbreaker, he can look at the next round of items already. He's got 2,300 gold in the bank after he just picked up a BKB.
Yeah, I mean, you can just go Satanic here. You can go, I don't know, Satanic. We'll go whatever you want because you already have AC. The damage, like the armor reduction here is just gonna continue to destroy them. I don't know what they can do to itemize against it. I guess it's Mars Ags and you try and bulwark it all. They don't really have a natural AC buyer. They don't have 2 natural Shiva's buyers, for example. I mean, Ember gets it eventually, but you just have this Venge wave going off. You have the Deso, you have the Visage reduction, you have the Vlads, like, or the Assault Kuros. You're just gonna get blown up, man. And in a single stun, you're getting blown up, and they don't have a save like this Venge swap. So it's all about the jump and hitting the right targets. This is a good find.
Oh no, the Terrorize was barely off the mark. He's gonna get away off of that one. Now the stun onto Realm, chaining it up. Realm is gonna be able to time walk off some of that damage. But that was a Terrorize and a whole bunch of setup there. They thought they were gonna kill the Void Spirit, but Warden, I mean, it's a long animation for Terrorize. I get it. He didn't want to, like, reset it. He just hoped it would land. But it was barely off the mark.
I mean, they're also kind of not sure if they want to chrono him there, if they want to Terrorize him first. It's kind of awkward. You don't know where the Venge is necessarily. This Donald can come on top. It's very, very awkward for them to jump people right now. This Venge is actually just causing them a lot of problems.
Sure he is. He's going to cause even more problems if he actually gets to an Aghanim Scepter on a 5 position, which he's not that far away. 1350 gold is all he needs.
I mean, if you get the Ag Shard on support Venge, I feel like the win probability has to be insane. Because you're never supposed to get there. It's like, it means a lot's going right for you, and you just become an absolute monster.
And plus, when you get the Ags, it also means you get a lot more experience in fights, and the talents are really what makes the Shard so powerful for the Venge. So he's level 14 for right now. If he gets to level 15, then you get the cooldown, level 20, the big damage increase. I mean, it just starts exponentially. That power of that magic missile kind of skyrockets exponentially.
The true trajectory of a rocket. Well put.
15,000 net worth lead for Eternity against the team that we thought was maybe favored here. Maybe it's just because we know more about the players from KBU. A lot of these players have been playing on the USC server for a long time. Eternity, they're a group of, well, actually, none of them are North American, though I assume at least 3 of them are living here, either here or somewhere in North America or South America. But they got a combination of players from Southeast Asia and from Central and South America. So actually, they've got a Jordanian. Isla is Jordanian. So.
Oh, damn. I mean, we all know about Jordanian players, man. These guys are freaking good at Dota.
This Jordanian player showed up for the match today, so he's already got one over.
Oh, okay. I mean, you don't have to slide some shade, but we all know what that was really talking about. You know, I mean, they're looking good. These guys are looking good. Play as a unit. They have a good idea of how to use their lineup. Solid itemization. Everything you want. They ended up going bash on this Dawnbreaker as well, so even more lockdown. Now, if you get caught in a stun, you are just gone, man.
What do you think about this next one for Isla? He's going back for the pipe.
Yeah, I was thinking about it. I mean, we're talking like, you know, oh, this AC isn't that great defensively. It's good offensively. The best defensive item for this game is pipe, because KBU is pretty much all magic damage oriented. Like, even the Chrono is dealing damage through the spells going off in the Maelstrom, so I kind of like it. Like, why not? You're gonna win the long fight, I think, at this point, the way the game's going.
Yeah.
Just keep everybody alive. If your supports get multiple rounds of spells off, you're not losing the engagement. Like, absolutely no way. So, I like it. I think the alternative is Ags or something, but you feel like you don't need more aggressive potential, which I don't think you should feel like that in this game.
Oh, they got 2 people grouped up. Good terrorize. Oh no, the stone form went off first. So they're going to focus on the
Ghost
Tiny
Scepter
for now,
Donald.
but the Dawnbreaker is coming through. They do have a
doing
Chronosphere
nothing.
on top of that with a Macropire. He's trying to eat through this Visage right now. With a couple more bashes, he should be able to get it. The Ice Path on top ensures it, but the right-hand side, they've got to worry about CDR. They do have the Aghanim Scepter on the Mars, though, as well, so he can actually kind of fight back against this crew. CDR almost getting caught, will get caught. Nice blink forward. Spear from MMR Tourist, Sunlight. It's a big +1 off of a pick-off there of 2. It's a third kill. They look for Roshan. Unfortunately for them, it will not spawn for 40 seconds. So a big loss for KBU.
That was a huge find. Just finding them split on the map too much. Yeah, you have Donald to conjoin, but Void Spirit can't be there. Venge and Tiny can't be there together. Very awkward map placement. And yeah, I mean, Mars Ags and Mjolnir done on Void. There's the damage that you kind of been needing in this game. Huge amount coming in. I mean, over 4k damage done by this Faceless Void all of a sudden. It felt like he wasn't doing much to that Visage, but he just gets to sit there and hit him for 10 seconds. Sure.
It took a little bit to be able to get through the Gravekeeper's cloak, but once he did, and then they had the follow-up Ice Path. I mean, combination after combination. Nice pick off there on Chen. He was trying to get some aggressive vision down for KBU and find an opportunity. So now in 15 seconds, Eternity will have the 5-man up, and they can try and reassert control over the map. We'll see what KBU does in response.
I mean, KBU got to this next round of items. It was super pivotal for them. The Mjolnir Void, the Ags Mars, and now they have this Ags on Ember. So this Ember is like hit an insane power spike just now. He has Ags, he has level 20, he has a Quickening Charm, he has Arcane Rune on top of it. This next fight is going to be insane for him because he basically has, what, 3-second slight or something when he pops the rune.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. So, this game's shifting a little bit. We're getting to that late game territory where the KBU Tricore suddenly becoming pretty monstrous as long as they can just stand in the fight.
Yeah, it does kind of feel like Trinity really need to not necessarily close out the game, but they do got to get back into like controlling the map. They definitely need this Roshan. They have the Aghanim Scepter now on the Vengeful Spirit, so you're going to see a lot more impact out of that Venge than just a swap into death.
Yeah, you can aggressively swap here. Like, you can swap into Avalanche, you can swap into the Remnant. You have ways to insta-chain stun it up on pretty much anybody. As long as you comboed effectively. Oh, Realm just
he got the
bird
stun. What a hit!
What?
What a play from Isla. Drops the Visage Familiar as he tried to
snatch,
time walk,
maybe?
and a time walk back in. Can he grab the Aegis? It's still on the ground. Oh no, he picks up the Roshan kill, but not the Aegis in time. It was too much of a mess. Isla barely managed to get away. Meanwhile, the Pearl Wark, Mars, he's trying to go to work here, but he has no life steal. Well, I guess he's got the neutral item, but certainly not enough to live among 3 heroes, all banging him on.
What
Same
the
time.
hell was that, man? Was that just an accidental bird stun? I think it was.
I think it might have been. I mean, one of his familiars was low.
I think he just accidentally stunned him there. I mean, whatever it was, that was insanely good for them. They just get a free void kill. Here you go on a platter.
Also, remember the 25 the extra 25 AoE? I legit think that made a difference. Because that stun was pretty far off, and it still hit the Faceless
If that was the deal breaker, then I mean, your comment at the start of the game looks pretty foolish now. That's all I'm saying. The buff's paying off here. I mean, nice attempt to snatch the Aegis here from Annihilate. He only got the shard, but he still got something.
Yeah, well, you got the last hit on the Roshan too, so.
Yeah. But that was very fortunate, because I don't think that stun was reactionary. I just don't feel it was. So either way, it puts them in a decent position now, because they needed this Roshan and they needed the Aegis to fight the damage that was starting to come out. They're going to try and poke the Visage here. Of course, he has Cloak of the Flames on top of piping all this other aura madness. He is extremely tanky now.
They're gonna go for it, try and pin him. Oh no, he jumps into the Ice Path. The Terrorize almost hit him, but he dissimulates away in time. They have the Chronosphere on top of all this when he's in stone form, but the CDR, Oh, he gets swapped out. He's still low enough that he may not want to go in, but he has the Aegis, so he's going to go for it, but he got brambled first, loses his life. Realm finishes up the supports. They've got the Venge Spirit out now as Light tries to jump back to the fountain. They dissimulate away. Void Spirit trying to get out of this base. Isla positioning himself in the front lines, and CDR's going to go in for it. Two-man stun, pretty nice. Realm is able to time walk off the damage, but MMR Tourist, he has to stand and fight. He doesn't have an option otherwise, and he's being beaten to a pulp bit by bit from all this damage. Realm goes back in. Ice Path, stun after stun onto this Dawnbreaker, but they get the swap away. Light really wants to finish him off. He's going to jump for it. The bench is going to slow him down, while at the same time, Isla charges forward and gets the support kills. The Jakiro goes down. Light comes back in to deal with this Visage, and they should be able to do it. Too many heroes surrounding the Visage. She ends up going down in the end. Now chasing after Fixers as well. Realm and Annihilate. Can they get him? He's got no. Astral step up, hides away in the trees. Good TP out. Unless MMR Taurus has the Spidey senses going, that Void Spirit will get away.
Damn. What it takes to slay a god, I guess, man. This Visage just takes the world to bring this hero down. He must have tanked an insane amount of damage there. I wish we could see that number, but I feel like at least 75% of this was just on him. He healed like up twice, just sitting there with Gravekeepers destroying them. Decent spellcaster in KBU. I mean, high ground defense scenario is probably the best for them. They just have massive AoE on the choke point of the stairs. They just get to throw it all and sit there with Bulwark. Pretty much the dream scenario.
Yeah, we took 4,100 damage in that fight. And I don't know, is that number before or after reduction?
That doesn't even sound like a lot, but maybe they just weren't even hitting him. I don't know. It seemed like he was just sitting there and living forever. Either way, pretty good target prioritization, I guess. Like, they're trying to focus the damage in the fight, which is pretty much Dawn and Void Spirit. Yeah, Dawn has Aegis, but he still ended up dying trying to ult back in, which was pretty nice because you just removed the spell from the fight. CDR has to be able to get these Starbreakers off, which is another reason why I think his 25 is perhaps the most important thing in this game. Like, he's half a level off it. You get the second Starbreaker charge, and suddenly a lot of those heroes we were seeing living in those circumstances don't live, because you get to just chain stun them up forever.
Yeah, he knows it too. He bought
they gave him the tome. Yeah. Oh, this is good. This is like huge timing.
That two-man stun that he had earlier, if he has a second Starbreaker, he probably just chain stuns the Faceless Void and they get him killed. Top lane, Annihilate uses his illusion rune to get out of the various stuns coming his way, and does manage to jump out. So Dawnbreaker ultimate now on cooldown.
That's only 80 seconds. You'll take it. Did get to level 20 on that.
Void Spirit trying for this kill, but did he know that all of KBU was sitting behind that Faceless Void? I'm gonna say no, he didn't know that.
Yeah, well, now he knows. And he found out real fast and hard. Now KBU in a routing scenario, trying to get more.
Yeah, the Venge is probably gonna die twice here. And Warden, you can see he's blinking forward looking for more kills. It's only gonna be the Venge that dies here. Roshan can't even be up for 2.5 minutes, so it's not like Eternity is going to lose a whole lot here unless somebody else gets caught. Isla gets spotted.
He has no TP for 2.
It's only just now coming up, but it's a bit too late for that. Goes into stone form. When he comes back up, he's going to get speared. And that'll probably be... okay, missed the spear. Probably doesn't matter. His Realm is here as well. Might be able to get the kill on Warden. He is really tanky, but eventually will die. The full 5-man of KBU is here.
Jeez. This hero.
They're losing bottom barracks. They actually might have lost.
Who cares? Who cares about bottom barracks, man? It's a ranged barracks. It's only one creep. Yeah, it might go down here.
It is.
He denied it.
Annihilate knew he couldn't stop the siege creeps in time, so might as well deny it.
And the biggest thing about these lanes is it's going to force them away from Roche, which Eternity can abuse.
Yeah.
If they play it smart, they abuse their outposts, they force KBU to aggressively fight into them while the lanes go in. It's going to be pretty annoying on the map. They do have this 25 on Dawnbreaker now, which I think was the biggest timing to try and get to. Just try not to get picked off right now. Oh, doing the reverse pick, potentially.
Double Starbreaker doing so much damage. Annihilate is able to jump away. Now CDR is running out. Oh, the Veil Void! Oh, the Chronosphere comes through. They're going to be able to kill CDR. If he gets the bashes, Annihilate should be fine too. He does. He got so many bashes.
Oh, yeah. He has the attack speed now.
Yeah.
This is not the Faceless Void of old.
No.
I mean, this is the Tricore coming to life, right? Like, the items on these heroes are just insane. You have Scotty on Faceless Void. You have this Ember living through double Starbreaker there. He's insane. He has 3,000 HP and Shivas. Now you have the armor to make up for it. I can't help but feel like Eternity, they missed that, like, mid-game window where now the armor differential's made up for. You have an AC on this Mars as well. This game is very difficult now.
Yeah, I think this game is. I mean, I don't think the win percentage is updated yet because I feel like it's actually like decently favored to KBU now.
Yeah, they're for sure favored.
Unless this Mars goes down, they can still swap them in if they want to. Actually, Dark Willow is the one who jumps in rather.
And the problem is a lot of your strength is also in like your supports between Venge and Tiny getting multiple spells off. But the problem is if they get dilated in the fight, it removes so much of their impact because all of their utility and damage is based around the spells, right? They have all these items. The items look great, but in reality, the items are designed to help them get more spells off. So if they're dilated, you're just removing so much network from the KBU side, or from the Eternity side. It's crazy. And that's the power of this spell, man. This spell's it's insane. I mean, we like to think about Chrono, but everybody who's been hit by time dilation in a team fight where your spells were crucial, they know the feeling.
Her Faceless Void is almost level 25. So
yeah, I was just looking at that. Backtrack seems pretty good here.
Yeah, I was going to say that too. He did go Refresher, so he's got double Chrono, so I do wonder if that skews his idea at all for the other talent.
I feel like a lot of times you just don't need it. I mean, maybe it's nice. It might make like Venge swaps slightly harder, but he has Aetherags. I don't know how hard it's going to be.
Yeah,
it's something to consider. But I feel like Backtrack's just too good in this type of game where they're like, their whole game plan is they have to burst you or you're going to chrono them and probably win the fight in that chrono. Especially since he has like 2 other cores to pick up the damage slack. I mean, him just staying alive is way too valuable.
For sure. He does go to the backtrack. And he has been kind of diving in pretty aggressively, so I think he should value that backtrack. They are going to go back for Roshan here on the side of Eternity. We'll see whether or not KBU are going to smoke out to try and contest it all, or even if they did, it's going to be far too late. Way too much minus armor, way too much physical damage. So that's a free Aghanim Scepter for the Visage, which is a pretty significant upgrade in damage. 25% damage used to be 30%, but it got nerfed the last patch. But still, 25% damage bonus is a lot in a team fight like this.
Well, he got the ice pad.
They did. Isla's coming in. They have the Dawnbreaker ultimate as well. They commit the Chronosphere to be able to finish off the Void Spirit. They get that kill. Now they're actually doing a lot to this Dawnbreaker. Use the Abyssal Blade to try and defend himself. CDR's in some trouble. Meanwhile, the Dark Willow is trying to deal with the Visage, and they're going to focus the Visage. No, they go for CDR. They know he's got the Aegis, so it's kind of awkward to focus on the light hero with a second light. The second Chronosphere goes out. Really nicely held as they're now swap back onto the... He commits to the Visage, though. Him and Annihilate chase down the Visage all the way over here on the side where the swap comes through. The Venge stuns are thrown out, but Isla does not have enough HP to survive through this, and the Starbreaker isn't good enough either. They have the Bashes out for the Faceless Void. They wipe through Eternity, not just a regular wipe. They got through an Aegis as well as a Cheese. Actually, Ray dropped the Cheese, never mind.
Absolutely decimating him with this Mjolnir Refresher. Just combing through these heroes, man. The Faceless Void in the late game, absolutely terrifying. I was about to mention, do you actually want to give the Ags to the Visage here? Because I can see a world where you give it to the Dawn, and all of a sudden, when we're like watching this fight, this Dawn might do a lot more, right? You might save your Void Spirit here. Because you get the evasion.
That's a good point.
You get the 60% evasion. Also, the Dawn can just sit in it for longer. So you don't have to come in and then get stuck in Chrono yourself. I think it really would have been better, but...
Also, you can move it now that you've got the Aghanim Scepter, so he could technically like move it out of where he lands out of the Chronosphere, but still keep the AoE on top of the whoever's stuck inside the Chrono.
I think I would have given it to Dawn here. The thing is, you know, like, should Void Spirit just be getting Ice Path there into all of the chains? Probably not, but...
Yeah.
the game is becoming harder for him because he doesn't have a Lincoln's, he doesn't have an Aeon Disc. There's a Hex Blink on this Willow, there's, you know, Blink Spear, there's Chains, there's a lot of stuff that can just insta-catch him. And sure, if the swap is there, then that play is fine. So maybe a lot of the fight just goes back to Fixers was too far out from his save. Imagine he gets swapped in that chrono, the fight might look very different. Then you don't have to commit this Donald. And then giving Visage Ags makes sense. That's where this coordination stuff matters a lot, kids, you know? You gotta make sure you're all in the same game plan. One little spell can cost you the game.
Well, for the first time in about 25 minutes, KBU is actually ahead in net worth and favored when it comes to the win percentage.
Radiant structures are fortified.
I mean, they have a Refresher Orb and Ember's backpack, so... And he's got another Arcane Rune on top of Spell Prism. I mean, how many spells do you need, man? What is this? It's like WTF mode, you know?
Yeah, but all of those spells may not mean anything if Eternity can get the lockdown, and they're actually going for double Scythe of Ices. One on the Tiny, one on the Visage, so...
Good luck getting there when this guy's in your face.
Yeah, that's true. He's just able to dive after
Chrono on the Void.
Good catch, Dawnbreaker ultimate. Not gonna save him. As you said, this ult really doesn't do anything anymore unless it has the evasion. All it does is put the Dawnbreaker in the danger zone. As that's 3 dead with no buyback. That is just, I think, the end of the game.
Yeah, it might be. Void's gonna go to cleanup town. Visage did cut the wave, so stalling him up a little bit.
Yeah, that's actually really important.
Yeah, they gotta protect it now, and he has to. I don't know. He has to try and force the cut again. I think, because I think you still can go throne here.
Yeah, I think maybe he's gonna go through top lane and try and go. Like,
they're just chilling.
Hit the... Oh wow. I mean,
bought a butterfly and mode game's over anyway. I guess, you know. No need to rush it.
True. They don't know that Eternity doesn't have buyback. I still would have thought they would have like forced it and had seen what happens, but
It will give him time to get to that Hex you were talking about. So Isla does complete it. He has triple Visage birds with the Hex. I mean, maybe you have a window here to just Hex Void and burst him in the duration.
yeah, I think that's a real possibility here. The Invis units running past each other. They don't know the Mars is here, and they actually throw out the arena that might protect the Dark Willow. They do have the Avalanche over the top. They can't hit Warden, though. He's inside of the wall. Isla's going to get pinned up with Realm right next to him. He tries to go into stone form, but is stunned for too long and is now done for. Ray, he tried to jump in, do what he can, but sadly that execution was failed from the start. They did not know that Sunlight was right next to him with an Invis rune.
Fortuitous rune to seal this game, I believe.
And because he committed to the Scythe of Ice, no buyback.
Yep. It's gonna be double racks in here, and the throne push. Gonna have to get some tossbacks or something.
Hey, there's a Scythe right there. The Blink Scythe from Warden. He gets quickly knocked out by CDR. Who's trying to get away from Realm, but he can't deal with it. Too many bashes, too many roots on the Void Spirit, so he's stuck too. Only one hero with buyback now, so GG is actually called by Annihilate first? I see that right?
No, I mean, it was GG.
I mean, it wasn't wrong. It was game, but...
I don't know, man. Realm, this guy's got to save some bashes for some of the other games, you know?
Yeah,
I think he might have used all his bashes for the entire year in this one. It was absolutely... I think he bashed CDR in the middle of a Starbreaker every single fight. Just every time, like right before the last...